Hello, hello, welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast. This is episode 209.
Wow.
Wow.
So we should end this year on
211? Yeah, I guess
we're
so.
sure we're gonna do one in December.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, because the holidays are all
We
like.
usually skip December, I think.
We usually have to just because it's so busy, and I think the problem too is okay.
I think
it's not as
everybody's
bad
just
this
not
year.
at home and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, it's not so bad this year. Last year, the holidays, like either the eves or the days or whatever, were on Friday, and so that's why it was like not going to work.
I think this
and
year
I was
the Eve is Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah,
Sunday.
It's Sunday, Monday this year, which is not bad. And I'm not traveling. I was traveling a bunch in December last year, but I am staying home. So yeah, I totally get that.
It's
we have
okay
to save money
if we take a break. It's December, the holidays.
we can take a month off. It's okay. But either way,
I already applied for my break off of work.
nice.
2 weeks at least.
Yes, that's the way to do it.
I still have some left, so I might just take another week off, but we shall see. November is a busy month for me, so can't really take off that month anyways.
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, with my kind of work, like I could take 2 weeks off. I would just lose because I'm contract, so I would just lose a lot of paycheck and a lot of people. It's easier to see them during the holidays with my line of work. But what I started last year, and I'm just continuing the tradition, is I am not working between like Christmas and New Year's. I don't know if it's like this where you all live, but I swear to God, it's just dead in this area during those days. It's like nothing's happening and nobody's awake. It just feels like a perpetual I'm not getting enough sleep.
That happens on Chinese New Year, couple of days, and
Got it. That would make sense.
The Muslim one, the Eid, for a couple of days, because everybody's just back to
Yeah.
their hometowns. And I live in the city where a lot of people come from their hometowns, so it gets really nice and quiet. Like, it just feels really nice.
That's
because
cool.
it's such a busy city, right? So
Yeah, that makes sense. It snows here, so it's especially usually pretty cold during that time, so nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to work, no one wants to go anywhere. So, but yeah, we're still, we haven't even gotten Halloween yet, so we're still not quite there.
are y'all doing for anything? For Halloween? Are you doing anything for Halloween?
No, I'm working through we do live at it's kind of sad. I like doing Halloween, but unfortunately like Tuesdays are just, it's not a Tuesday for us this year, and that's just not a good day for my wife and I. She has something till late in the evening, and I usually work late on Tuesdays, and normally like I could maybe reschedule, but I got clients that don't care about Halloween, so they're still seeing me that day. Because I just like giving the candy
not really a
out.
holiday.
It's
right?
really not. It's really not. It's one of the reasons I never really cared about it as a kid. Like, I liked Halloween, but like it wasn't a day off from school. So to me, it was just like, oh, I have to do all this effort and then go to school. So it wasn't. And that's the thing here is like, I love seeing the kids. I love giving out candy, but we're just gonna have to shut our doors again this year, which is too bad. We had to do that 2 years ago.
So, what have y'all been doing?
Someone else should say something.
I've been playing Remnant 2.
Ooh.
Taking
your
a break
real
from Baldur's
friends?
Gate just
Okay.
because Act 3 is more work and less fun. It's not bad,
is.
it's just I have to
Yes.
pay attention to it. It's not relaxing.
Yes, no, you're 100% correct. Act 3 is an act that was like both fun and my least favorite act. And also the loading for it is the worst, and I just got so exhausted from all the reloading to do it. But yes. Tell us about Remnant 2.
I don't know if it's better. It's just a looter shooter, so that's good, but it's I played Remnant 1 a lot with Char, and it's trying to be Dark Souls, so the bosses aren't very fun.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like
Do you
it's
die a lot?
harder to cheese this one. In Remnant 1 is easier to build like some OP builds, and this one I have to actually play more than I want to play.
Does it? Honestly, it kind of sounds like you can't really solo it. Can you solo it?
I played through the whole game solo up to the final boss, and now I'm both Remnant games have the system of it's like a series of worlds that kind of spawn in a random order, and they have some RNG elements to them. So you have like your like campaign world, and you can also spawn one of the levels at random just to play through it over and over again, and because it'll be random each time to get like to fight different bosses, maybe different drops will spawn, that kind of thing. So in my campaign I've played up to the final boss, and now I'm just doing the worlds over and over again on the easiest setting just to get the loot that didn't spawn for me the first time around. The goal being so I can build a very cheesy build to hopefully try to build a cheesy build to beat the final boss. Because one new mechanic they did in this one is it's not just gear, you have 2 classes, and so the classes like level up, and they unlock different moves and passives and stuff. So I'm just trying to, grind all the things right now. I think I'm nearing the end of what I think I'm getting ready to try the final boss again, because the final boss is a lot of people have the same complaint I have, where he's visually very, very busy, so it's very hard to tell when he's going to attack you. And like a lot of the strategies I was reading online, like, oh, just turn the music off and just leave the only sound being like the sound effects, because the sound cues are really good. I'm like, I shouldn't have to do that.
You really shouldn't. Maybe decrease the background music, because sometimes the way that they auto do it is a little bit off, but to turn it off completely, yikes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so what I'm trying to do right now is, I'm not trying to necessarily do this, but I've found a build that's like a dodgeless build. It's just like the tankiest build possible, where you never ever have to dodge because your healing is just so good and sustainable. So I hope I can use that to beat the boss. Because it's not like, I don't know, it's not hard. It's just kind of, it's mostly hard because of how long it is. Like I can fight the boss for a while, but eventually I'm just not, I'm not dodging everything. So eventually I die.
So it's like attrition, but on the boss side.
It's very attrition-y.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like all of his moves, basically 2 hits from him will kill you. So if I dodge one, I have to heal, or sorry, if I don't dodge one, I have to heal, or dodge the next few for an opening 2 heals. It's very stressful. Yeah, I don't know. The game's been okay. The classes are very fun, but I played up to the final boss and only unlocked 1 extra class, and then I googled it, like, how do I unlock extra classes? And they're like, a lot of them are very there's no way I would have figured it out on my own. Like they're like, oh, if you like do this very specific thing, you can get it. So now that I've done that, that's a lot more fun. But I definitely wish I hadn't had to look anything up. But there's a lot I had to look up. So yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I'd say if you liked the first one, buy the second one like half off. I'd say like spend like no more than $30 on it. I spent $40 on it. It was like 20% off or something. So it's okay. Yeah. Oh, I picked up a new game for the Switch. I picked up Cozy Grove, which is just an Animal Crossing ripoff, but it's very fun. Basically, all the graphics are worse than Animal Crossing, but the premise is you're like a spirit scout who like shipwrecks on an island, and then there's a bunch of like spirit like bear ghosts, and so you do little like quests for the bear ghosts to make them your friends, and then you unlock different food recipes and like furniture recipes and just that kind of stuff.
Cute.
It does a good job of balancing like I've done everything I can for the day so I can stop playing, versus like I just want to kill some time. There's a couple things I can grind if I want to, just to fill the hours.
Yeah, it has that mechanic, right? It runs when you're not
like,
looking.
I can go fish. I can pick up seashells if I want to make a little extra money. But there's like the daily quests of like visit each of the spirit bears and see what they want you to do. And some of the spirit bear quests can't be done the day they're given. It's like, hey, make me this dish. And you're like, oh, okay, I need to. It took me like 2 days to harvest the eggs to make that dish or whatever.
Was it on sale?
It was on sale. It's like a $10 game. I got it for $5 because it was like down to
it's been on
$7.
my wish list for quite a while.
Okay, I hadn't heard about it until last Wednesday. One of my teammates just showed it to me on his Switch. He's like, "That looks pretty good," and for $5, that's great. It's what
$5 Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. Yeah.
And I understand why you got it on the Switch.
Yeah. Is it on Steam too? Could you play it on PC?
It is on Steam, yeah.
That makes sense.
But
that kind of game
but
I like.
To turn on your PC just to like freaking.
No, yeah, I need something. Yeah, give me some handheld.
Yeah,
Totally.
I don't know if I want. I don't. It's definitely not a game I'd want to do on keyboard. Doesn't feel right.
But that's pretty much it for me. I think Loki. Been watching Loki. Been watching.
I have not watched any of Loki. We just
I have not
kind of
watched
forgot
any Disney
about it.
Plus in a while.
Yeah,
I did
how
not watch
is-
that.
Ahsoka.
Before that, the
Before that.
Samuel L. Jackson Skrulls.
Oh,
So-
I didn't watch it either.
I mean, that one-
Secret
that's
Wars.
Some of the worst ones so far.
I heard
of
it's
all of
really
them.
bad.
It's
Okay.
probably the worst Marvel.
That's too
show
bad.
so
Yeah,
far.
I haven't kept with the Marvel stuff. How is Loki so far? We haven't
It's
watched
good.
any of it. Is it good?
It's,
Okay.
It's good.
I
Yeah,
liked the first
really like
one,
Loki.
so
What
okay,
episode
cool.
are we up to now? 3.
I've watched like 3 or 4. I don't know how many are out. I've watched 3. It looks like there are 4 so far, so I'm one
Okay.
behind.
We'll probably catch up at some point. It just
They
fell
introduce
off our
a
radar.
new character played by the guy who plays Data from not Star Trek, from Goonies.
That's too
Short
funny.
Round from Indiana Jones. He plays
What?
like it's kind of the same character. He just
Are you
in
talking
TVA,
about
like,
the-
I invented this stuff.
It's so funny. What?
I like it. I like seeing
Are you
it.
talking about the guy
that's too
that
funny.
won an Oscar?
Yes, he won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
That's
The
right.
husband.
That's right. That's the
husband,
same
yeah.
guy. That's right. I still need to watch that movie. Damn it.
Wait, what? You
okay.
haven't watched it yet?
I don't watch
Okay,
fucking
that-
movies. I don't do anything. What am I doing with my
yeah,
life?
yeah, but like not watching
No, I
Ahsoka
know.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But that movie is like
Oh, I know. I know. It,
Don't overhype
like I said,
it. I mean, it's hard to overhype it, but don't overhype it.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
no, it's seriously
I'm
like
not-
one of the best movies I've ever watched.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree. but-
No, I totally
When
get
it-
it. And I'm
when it
I'm
ended,
good.
I was like, "There's so many emotions right now. That's just happening.
Yeah. Ugh,
Such a
much I have to
fucking
catch up
roller
on.
coaster. Better
Absolutely.
multiverse movie than
Anything else?
Doctor Strange.
Anything else? I do. Loki 2 does. I mean, you can definitely watch it without having watched the most recent Ant-Man, but I think it
Okay,
would
good.
be better if you have, just because
I
it's the
have,
He Who Remains
so-
stuff.
That's fine. I have, so we're all good. The only movie I actually didn't really finish was Guardians of the Galaxy, and admittedly,
I actually watched that. Galaxy
Yeah,
3.
I-
That was randomly. I watched it. Yeah.
yeah, admittedly, the only reason I didn't really finish it is literally I was in the middle of playing Baldur's Gate 3 when my wife's like, I'm going to watch this now. And I was like, I'm in the middle of something. This was like a month ago. And so I watched a little bit of it, and it was fine. But honestly, the part of me just wanted to go keep playing my game. And also part of me, some of the animal stuff was a little bit hard to watch. Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I was warned about it, so it wasn't surprising to me at all. But definitely, like if you have any sensitivity to that, like be careful.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Oh yeah. Overall, I quite enjoyed it actually.
Yeah. I
mean,
watched. I think the
pretty-
first hour and a half of it.
You're almost there. Just
Yeah.
finish it.
I
I think that's
know.
like maybe under 30 minutes, maybe
I think it was a 2.5 hour movie.
2.5.
I lost.
It was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
long movie.
I missed the last hour.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it
what
was,
happens. It was an
Um,
okay movie, but kind of forgettable.
It was animal cruelty.
Someone gets punched. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Somebody gets punched.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people get punched.
It's pretty. It's a very Marvel movie, and I know people understand what I'm saying when I say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. It's hard.
The
I mean,
humor is there. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. But I would say I think GOTG 3 lands more than it doesn't, and lands
Sure.
more than a lot of the other movies.
Because I think
that's the
it's-
recent ones.
It's on the opposite side of the line from I think the most recent Thor film. Like because they're kind of similar, but Thor like falls just short, and Guardians like doesn't fall. I guess.
You mean
can
Love and
see that.
Thunder, right?
Yeah, Love and
yes,
Thunder.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder. Ugh,
I guess because we
wanted to
kind of
like that movie.
expect GOTG 3 to be more of a comedy than
Maybe.
with serious beats, I guess. I don't know.
I could see that.
Kind of similarly,
yeah.
I've been watching Taika Waititi in the new season of Our Flag Means Death.
There's a
And,
new season out? Oh,
New
fuck.
season. It's pretty. It starts off with some real heavy stuff. It's good. It's a good season, but the
I did
first
not
couple
know it's
episodes
out.
are like, whoa.
I did not know it's out.
I think it's done.
I know what I'm watching now.
At least 8 episodes are out right now.
Fuck, I've been waiting. How did I not hear this? Yeah, it's all out in October.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the last
like
episode just came out like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I just watched it today.
And yeah, you're right. Eight episodes. Yeah, I'm yeah,
You're welcome.
doing that. Yeah.
Enjoy.
I should not be hearing about this on the podcast, though. I feel like.
That's true.
And this is why we still meet.
Yep. Luckily, we do it pretty regularly on a monthly basis, too.
Yes, so we can catch up, exactly.
Yeah.
The one other thing I watched that's maybe noteworthy was I watched Disney's new Haunted Mansion movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it stars.
That's the one based on a board game or something? Or is the board game based on that?
Ride.
Oh, right.
It's on a ride, yeah.
Kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean. But they had an older movie with Eddie Murphy. This is a completely new movie with, like, Owen Wilson and Ahsoka.
Jared Leto?
Not Jared. Oh, yeah, Jared Leto, sorry. He is technically in it. I
Danny
didn't know
DeVito?
it was him until I saw the credits.
So he's like
doing,
in
like,
makeup and stuff?
He's voice acting a CGI character, and his voice is heavily filtered.
Oh. All right.
Because he's like, I'm a big scary ghost. It's just like, that was Jared Leto? Okay, sure, if you say so. What a waste of money.
And the guy from
Danny DeVito?
that, but also the guy from that telemarketing one.
Sorry to Bother You. Yeah. The main actor, the guy from Sorry to Bother You.
Love that movie. So
That's a really good movie.
really good movie.
The movie's actually pretty good too. Like, I mean, good, maybe a little strong, but like I thought it would be
Haunted
crap,
Mansion?
and it was not. The Haunted Mansion movie was not awful.
All right.
Yeah, it was
Fair
okay.
enough.
I had a good budget. Jamie Lee Curtis plays the head in the crystal ball, which is fun. Yeah, it was kind of fun. It's fun. It's okay. I've been doing a bunch of random Halloween stuff that like a bunch of the classics I hadn't seen before. Like I watched Friday the 13th. I watched Halloween. I watched Chucky's next. I need to watch Chucky still.
But this one's like super new, right? Like just came out.
This movie just came out. It came out like in July. It's a Halloween movie.
Why
that didn't
July?
come out in October. It came
Oh,
out like they did not advertise it. They kind of buried it. Like so
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
why I
I-
thought it was gonna suck. I thought they were embarrassed by it.
I don't say
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
weird.
seeing like Haunted Mansion like clips and stuff, and I'm like, what's happening here? Like, is this a new one or?
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's a weird situation, but it's an okay movie. I'm definitely not saying you guys have to go out and watch it, but if you do, you won't claw your eyes out.
That's good to know. What a review.
Yeah.
Why do I
That's the
feel
bar.
like? I don't know. I feel like if I don't hate it, it's okay nowadays. Like I feel like if I don't hate, I don't have such a high bar
Yeah.
anymore. I guess
I know.
if I just don't hate it, like it's okay. I didn't really waste my time here. I guess.
Yeah.
One of my friends, he's watching a Halloween movie every day of the month, and I can't remember if he was talking about like the Chucky movies or if he was talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but he was saying the first one's good, the second one is terrible. Like it's not even fun. It's not even bad fun. It's just bad, and not great at all. But then the third one is better than the first one. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard of that progression for any trilogy ever.
Neither have I. I'd have to ask. My wife's a little more of a horror
Horror.
movie buff than I am. I'd have to see because I know a bit about Elm Street. I don't know anything about Chucky. So maybe it's Chucky because I'm not sure. It doesn't
might
sound
be
right for Elm
Chucky.
Street, but I could be wrong.
I know the third one for Elm Street's called Dream Warriors, which is a super funny name to me.
It is, yeah. Yep.
I haven't watched either of those yet. I have the ones I need to rewatch still for Halloween. I mean, Halloween's in 4 days, so I need to get on it. But I need to watch Lost Boys and Ghostbusters, which I do every Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Usually. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I
My life was consumed by Baldur's Gate 3, which ended 3 days ago. And I will talk with what I watched first, just because that's going to be a lot shorter. I haven't really watched too much. We finished Ahsoka, though we already talked about that, though. What did we watch? I like, definitely Ahsoka is leading itself to something. The big theory right now is that they're leading towards the, what's it called? There was a book that was all about Thrawn. Something
The
I
Throne.
thought Disney
trilogy?
hates the books.
I think
Are they
they're
just-
coming around to it.
Are they just
Given-
picking They're like, we are
Yeah.
running out of ideas. Maybe the expanded universe wasn't a bad
I
idea.
mean,
Like,
it's
people
not-
liked these.
I got it less. I got it less that they hate the book. Like, I got less that they're running out of ideas, and more that this was always, I think, kind of the plan was to say like,
I don't
none of
believe
this is canon, so we can take the stuff that we like. Which honestly, I think is a great plan because Star Wars EU is a lot. But yeah, so it sounds like one theory people are positing based on how Ahsoka ended is that the next series is going to be a bit of a Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Boba Fett kind of combination show that is
makes
related
sense.
to this. But again, I can't think of what it's called. I'm gonna hit myself not knowing, but those listening will know what I'm talking about if they're in the fan group. But it's like it's about Thrawn. It's something Throne, and it's about Thrawn's return. Yeah, it's a very famous one, and I can't think of what it's called.
Is Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos?
No, it's Book Thrawn.
Oh yeah, Dark Force Rising.
Heir. I think it's Heir to the. I'm sorry, I said Throne. I think it's Heir to the Empire. I think that's what it is. I think I was thinking Throne because of the word heir. Sorry, I'm bad with words. I think it's Heir to the Empire. Yeah, Timothy Zahn. Yeah,
I used
think
to have that physical book. I remember the guy with the laser hands on the cover.
It's a popular one. So that's kind of the latest theory right now is that this is leading up to a bit of a, not multiverse, but like combination with, they do with Marvel for that, which, hey, that makes sense. I think that's going to be interesting. I liked Ahsoka, but definitely ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. It's not, things are not resolved. And then, did we watch anything else? There's this really dumb anime that we started watching because I genuinely couldn't believe they made it into an anime. So, you guys know what isekai are, right? Isekai genres.
Remind me. I know the
Is
name.
that the world being transported? Like somebody being
transported
Into
to
an RPG?
Yep, usually, yeah. Funny
Okay.
enough, the history of
somebody
isekai
from
used to be...
normal world, right?
Yeah. Usually from your normal world and going to, like, it's usually a video game world. Fun fact, that isekai used to be a shoujo trope, because think of Inuyasha. It used to be, like, the girl, like, teenage girl being transferred to a fantasy world, or escaflowne. But now, isekai is kind of seen right now, a lot of in shonen, of, like, boys being transferred, to video game worlds. But there is a sort of side popularity in shoujo world of girls being transferred to otome novels. Otome meaning like visual novels for girls that are with boys.
Does isekai also include the ones where you get reincarnated into fantasy worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
What about the ones where they're stuck in the video game? Like, what's that one that we all hate?
Huh?
That,
The
is
one
it Dot
where,
no, Sword Art Online?
Isn't that a
Dot
Ryan
Net?
Reynolds
Online,
movie?
does that count?
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Because they're technically not transported. But
I don't
It might
think
as
they
well.
count. I don't think those usually
Okay,
are
fair
taught.
enough.
I don't think those are usually taught as isekai. I think those are a different kind of word.
Got
but
it.
no, nowadays it's more of like the reincarnated or the getting trapped in a game. And the shoujo version is usually an otome game. So I may have mentioned My Life as a Villainess probably last year, which was a girl who got transported but was the villainess of an otome game, and so she was trying to figure out how to make nice with everybody so that she wouldn't die, because the whole point was that like her character that she was transported into like almost always has a painful ending and death. It's a really My Life as a Villainess, if you're interested in that. First season is solid. It's an incredible bisexual comedy. The girls and the boys love her. I love it. Second season is a little disappointing because it focuses more on the boys, but whatever. Anyway, I'm not talking about those. There's this new one. So there was a light novel, or I think it was a webcomic called I'm in Love with the Villainess. And that one was about a girl who gets transported to Otome world, but when she was, just a normal human, she played the Otome game, but she liked the villainous character. And so when she's transported as the main protagonist in this Otome world, all the boys, like, of course, want her attention, but she's in love with the villainous character. So, hijinks ensue. So we've been watching it, and it's very, very silly, but two things about it that if you're really looking for a Yuri, that I have to say. One, the English voice acting of the main character is actually really funny. She plays it like, she says just the craziest shit. I'm too OP for my own good. Like, she just says, I don't know. It's it's just funny. Definitely, if you're looking for it, they put that in an anime. That's a good one. Number 2, they had a legit serious discussion about gender and sexuality in the show that I was not expecting.
From a Japanese thing?
Yes. It was very bizarre. But yeah, they just had this conversation of like, you know, what people who identify as lesbian or gay are often, you know, misattributed as, and how it shouldn't matter, and how people should love who they love, and that's okay. And it was wild. None of us were expecting that sudden serious drop. But it's a fun romp. One other funny things about it is the main character, she had played this game so many times that like she knows everything about the story. And so sometimes, you know, in the story, the characters are all like, "Oh my gosh, you did what?" And she just kind of in a side voice is like, "Yeah, I used to be in the fan fiction community, so I already know all about this history." It's just funny shit like that if you're into that sort of thing. If it's cringe, don't watch it, but it's fun. So that's the show.
Seems geared towards a very specific demographic almost.
I know, but it's fun. It's definitely fun.
Like,
I don't know.
Venn diagram is very.
I know.
So small.
Ooh, yeah. Basically, my household. Definitely. There's no way this thing's getting a second season, or it will, and the world makes no sense. But we'll see. So that's
I've seen
that world.
a trailer for this anime called Fluffy Paradise. Oh my god, it's so fucking cute. It's an isekai light novel that's gonna get an anime next year-ish. And it's about, I think it's one of those like overworked, you die, reincarnated as like a cute little girl in this fantasy world. And her power is animals love her. Like, that's her power. So she goes around and hugs like giant tigers and dragons and stuff, and it's cute.
That's cute. I like that twist. That's pretty cute. That's cute. So yeah, that's the only show I can really, I think, speak on. Baldur's Gate 3, I finally finished my first run. I took way too fucking long on it. I just was taking way too much time, and Act 3, it takes so long to load, and I sometimes would be like, wait, I didn't mean to do this, and so I would reload it, and it'd be like, okay, and I'm gonna just wait 5 minutes for all the assets to load properly. And so it was just very exhausting. I will warn you that people were mentioning how it felt rushed at the end, and I do agree. Like, the things that you do to get to the ending, perfectly fine. They really were kind of a letdown of explaining what happened to your party members after the journey. And, like, they wanted to play it straight and real, which I appreciate, but it also felt very anticlimactic. So, like, once I got there, I was kind of like, oh, that's it? The Dark Urge, which is what you're doing, might be different, because that has its own separate endings. So
there's some weird stuff going on with one of the, like, demigods right now. She keeps taunting me, and I don't know if that's like, I feel like I shouldn't have, like, talked to her until, like, the final fight.
I don't know if you have a choice.
Right now I don't, but I mean, like, if I was the Dark Urge, I don't know if I'd even, like, talk to her. She's like another, spawn of ball type thing.
Yeah, from what I understand with the Dark Urge, which I am planning to play through now. You basically, there's like the good ending and the bad ending with that, and apparently those are both pretty solid endings. So I'm excited to kind of see those.
Do you intend to resist the urge or not?
I intend to resist it. I know I've been told that if you don't, they play it straight. It's really dark and messed up. Like, if you're really looking for a murder hobo ending, it's a murder hobo ending.
I mean, it sounds crazy because, like, even there's so many. So I'm playing the Dark Urge, but I feel like even if I wasn't playing the Dark Urge, I'm having to do a lot of work to keep the party together. Like, it's very easy for the party to just leave or die without me doing very specific things, and so I'm having to, like, reload my saves a lot to, like, make sure I'm ready to pass certain skill checks at the right times.
My guess, I'm guessing that's a Dark Urge thing. I didn't really have that.
For example, yesterday I was playing with my friends. We're still in Act 1 on this campaign, and Gail's like, oh, I'm hungry. Give me something to eat. And my friend's like, oh, I know exactly what I want to give you. It's not in my inventory right now. So he like ended the conversation. And Gail's
no.
I'm leaving then. So it's just it's super easy for like people to get pissed off and leave. Just leave the game. And you're like, but I was gonna go get you this hat I had. Like,
I see. Yeah, I didn't think about that part. I think because I hoarded everything I could have, and so those sections I was more just like, again. Fine, here you go.
I didn't use Gale for that reason. Somehow I still accidentally like almost romanced him. There's 2 characters so far I've gotten to the point where they like lean in for the kiss. I'm like, whoa, we're just friends.
Gale and Will, I think, are the biggest.
Exactly. That's who it was for me. Gale and Will.
I was gonna say the Gale one was so bad that they actually had to add. So I'm sorry, I have to explain this because this is a really fucking funny story if you don't know this. So there's a scene you can get with Gale that can start the romance. And technically you can choose certain options that like don't necessarily like you could totally reject him and it sounds really cruel, but there is a way to kind of do like a soft rejection where I think like he kind of keeps going but not completely. But what was bad is that so there's a scene you get early on with him where if you go all the way to like the kind of completion of it, there's a part where, no joke, your choices are either like kiss him, hug him, or kick him in the nuts. And the hug was still romantic, by the way. It was like too romantic, and then kick him in the nuts. And everybody and I'm not joking. Like I don't know if it was kick him in the nuts, but it was basically that. It was like hurt him in some way. And the community was like, wait, why are those my only choices? And so it's to kind of, I guess, give you an idea for people who don't know, slight spoilers. Basically, he's showing you how magic works, and he's like trying to tell you like imagine something. And towards this part, you can either imagine like having a romantic like thing with him, so like romantically kissing him or like romantically dancing with him, or like imagining a foot up his ass, like stuff like that. And it was so bad that people complained, and so Larian set out a patch where they added a new option that literally said like, you imagine having a feast with him like the friends you are. Just to make it really clear that you're like, we're still friends, just not like that. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Will broke my heart because his is bad too. Like, at least his wasn't like kick him in the nuts option to reject him. But like when you do reject him, he is just the saddest face I have ever seen. It looks like a kicked puppy dog.
It is funny because after I rejected him, that happened to be, I think this was all one long night, one long rest event where like that happened, and then immediately my little dark urge is like, this is the guy you love. I'm gonna kill him. I'm like, we're just friends. Like, don't kill him, but no. Not because I love him. Yeah, that's too bad. Something about your affection rates, it just picked somebody. Because I think because I know what you're talking about, usually by that point, like, you may have picked somebody to at least be like, you want to hang out with maybe romantically, and so unfortunately I'm guessing it hadn't been picked, and so it just picked who it had the highest affection with. Oh no. I'm so sorry. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna let them kill him regardless, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Although I am thinking I might romance Karlach. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see.
She's cute. My wife is in love with her. I did Shadowheart and Halson, but she did because you can, and so I did, and it's really funny. Karlach is a big favorite. I think also, maybe I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I think also I mentioned how like it's kind of anticlimactic. I feel like with the party members, I feel like if you were to romance Karlach, it at least gives meaning to her ending.
Interesting.
So that may not be a bad route to take if you're into her.
I don't know if she's into me. We'll have to see.
Yeah, with her, you have to be careful because if you are showing any interest in anyone else, she won't even start a thing with you. Like, she never started anything with me because I very quickly was, like, leaning towards other people, and we never even had a conversation about it. So, just kind of, because you haven't, like, totally gotten with anybody, you still have time, but that's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, that game's confusing. I still don't quite understand how everything works. But yeah, I'll be doing the Dark Urge next, and hopefully run through it a lot faster than I did this time. So we'll see. But yeah, that's been having a chokehold on my life for the past 3 months, and I am probably... There's one game I'm definitely going to try to get into playing. I'm going to replay it probably. I'm going to start it, but I'm like not going to try to like focus on it, if that makes sense. So like I'm going to just open and play it when I feel like it, as opposed to like it was a hyperfixation for 3 months where like all of my free time was just trying to play that. It just took me forever. I think I have like 175 hours in that game on my first playthrough.
Wow.
Yeah, because I take too fucking long to do anything. It's not. I did do a lot of stuff though. There's this one game that I am besides Final Fantasy XIV and catching up with that. One game that I think it's on my wish list. I haven't bought it yet. Where is my wish list? Where are you? Wish list. Where'd you go? Is it under library? No, it's not. Why can't I find my wish list? There's this, I've mentioned it before, there's this visual novel that I definitely like want to play. Oh, here it is. It's under store, not library, so I got confused. Stray Gods. Have either of you heard this one before?
Mm-mm.
Is it like a Monster Hunter?
No. It is...
Oh, you mean the singing one?
The visual novel.
The visual novel singing
one.
Yeah.
The role-playing musical. It's got a lot of big names, though, that are in it. Laura Bailey, Carrie Payton, Ashley Williams are in it. And, yeah, it's a singing musical visual novel romance game. And I think it'll be a nice breather from playing. But, yeah, I'm excited.
All the... because there's like extra like DLC music stuff that you can get, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm right now probably just gonna buy the main game, but yeah, you can. I'm looking here.
Yeah, there's like actually... 4 other, but I'm not sure if it's just they're just music. They're just music.
Yeah, I think it's
they're
just soundtrack.
They're not extra content. It's
Green
just the
edition.
music on the game.
Yeah, but it's
but they broke it out to 4, which is kind of annoying.
They did, yeah. It's currently 50% off, so that's nice.
The bundle, yeah.
So the
I think
it's
gonna be always 50% off. Seems
like. Okay. That might be nice. Yeah, that's for the 4 music bundle. It's currently $10. So the game itself is $30. So it may not be a bad. I mean, if I like the music, I'll just probably buy the bundle at some point. But I'll see how much I like the music and how much I'm into hearing it. But yeah, I'm excited. I've heard it's really fun and good, and I'm definitely into it. That's really funny. Steam is telling me that this game doesn't look like other things I've played in the past. Steam, do you even know me?
What are you doing? You can't play new things.
It's not that new. That's what's so funny about it. So yeah, there's another visual novel that's been out for a while. That's it's a Girl Loves Girls one, but it's kind of up my alley because it's got a Zero Escape feel to it. So I'm planning on it's like a Zero Escape Danganronpa kind of feel to it. So I'm gonna be checking that one out too. That one's called Fatal 12, I think. Haven't played it. I just had heard about it and I'm interested in it. It's basically it's about a high school girl who like was living her life just fine, and then she died, but then suddenly wasn't dead, and finds out she's part of this weird like, you know, supernatural game where she needs to play with like 12 other people, and they're all contesting to come back to life, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gantz. Instead of in a game, they have to fight aliens together.
Oh. Yeah, I don't. It's not like when I say supernatural, I just mean it's like it's not real. I mean, it's like magic. Like they're all of a sudden these people supposedly died and then came back to life. It's supernatural. I think like Death Note is supernatural. I guess. Yeah. I think same kind of a feel, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Gantz is the same. I think, but it's technology, but it's magic.
Yeah. It's just magic. So yeah, those are games I'm hoping to maybe go into. And again, I have so much to catch up on 14. There was some big news that was dropped. They had their final, they had their European Fan Fest. And so one of the new classes that's been waiting for was announced. And it was not a class anybody expected, but I'm going to look into it. I'll see if I like it. Everyone thought it'd be the Corsair. They thought it'd be a sword and a gun, which probably is what it should have been. That sounds great. No, it's the Viper class, which is 2 swords. I don't know. I'll see when we get there. It's going to be in 7.0, so I don't know when that will be dropping. There's usually a pretty big gap between the announcement of like an expansion and when it actually comes out, so we'll see. But yep, I'll have to relearn how to play that game. But yeah, that's about it for me. I'm sorry, Shar, go ahead. I talked too much.
Yeah, I didn't really do much. Oh, I'm replaying Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh.
Are you? Okay.
I don't know if I remember.
I heard it's good now.
I got it at launch and I hated it.
Yeah, I remember. I refunded it.
And it wasn't just for the bugs. Like the bugs wasn't really the big thing for me. Like it was annoying, but like it was just because like I expected the people who made The Witcher 3 to make like this really. I'm not expecting like a like Baldur's Gate 3 style RPG where you have so many.
Yeah.
But I was expecting like really good story, good writing. Oh, it's a cool open world in a city, but so many things was wrong with it, and also it just felt soulless. Like it felt empty and shit. Yeah. So I decided to try it again because patch 2.0 came out because of the new DLC.
Right.
And they've been fixing stuff for the past couple of years now, and I'm having fun with it in a
question mark.
I'm not expecting so much out of it, so it's kind of okay.
Got it.
So
I did hear it was better, but I think because that was my kind of feeling with it too.
Yeah, so like the police actually act like police now. They actually chase you and not just fucking teleport and shit. And so like they fixed a lot of stuff. They also changed up like the skill trees and stuff. They've changed how the equipment works, so your clothing is no longer armor. The armor is now part of your cybernetics, the upgrades you get. And so the clothing you can just mix and match whatever you want, which I'm okay with that. Like I quite like the system. I can make my character look the way I want them to look. I'm playing I maxed out on my like tech cybernetic stuff, and I maxed out on my hacking thing. So it's kind of fun. Like before the fight, I can like hack people and kill most of them off, or like it's hacking combat. That's pretty fun. The writing and the story is just whatever for me, honestly. It's not as good as The Witcher 3, I feel like, because if you want to get into a building to do something, you have multiple ways of getting into the building, I guess, but you don't have a lot of different ways to solve a quest, which I'm not expecting like every quest to have that. Maybe just a couple more, I don't know. But also like, I can choose to not kill the guy, ask him to like just fuck off from the city, never come back, that kind of thing. Sure, I guess. I don't know. I just don't feel like my decisions really matter, honestly. And I'm not sure if it's because the board game is like this, or the lore of the world is like this, because it's so common in the world. But there's no like ethical or moral discussions about cyberpunk just in general. And I feel like that would have made the world richer. But there's also the fact that maybe it's a very common thing in the world. There's no point in talking about it. Everybody has robot arms. You know what I mean? So
that's a hard one, because I think like, so it comes from a tabletop game, and so there's something. It's one of those things that like that's kind of inbred into the setting, and you could have players discuss it. It's a little, I guess the hard part is with Cyberpunk, everyone just kind of knows going in, like, this is a dystopian capitalism 1 kind of and like, area.
And The Witcher 3, you had some discussions about like, is this thing really a monster? Should I be killing it? It looks like it can talk, it's sentient. But I believe some of the source material was like that as well, because I remember reading some of the source material and they had discussions like that in the books. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's like they could have done it, but they just chose not to, or they just wanted to be true to the source material. Whatever the case, it's whatever. it's just fun, I guess. It's just you play for the gameplay. For me,
Yeah.
the most jarring thing about the game though is how much of an asshole Keanu Reeves is, and I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that at all.
I've heard he's a real son of a
dick.
bitch from what I've heard.
Yeah. So not used to somebody from Bill and Ted being like that. So it's just I don't know.
Especially because he's such a nice person. In real
Yeah,
life,
it's like that is why. So that's what I've been doing. Continue playing Tactics Ogre. I'm on chapter 4.
Nice.
I'm going through like this really big dungeon because there's like stuff to unlock and like there's stuff loot. That one's pretty. That was kind of getting because it's like every battle is so heavy because it's a tactics game. So it's like it's not like it's not fun in like a combat goes through fast.
It takes effort, sure.
Yeah, you have to think. Sometimes I just want to slash people with a katana like in Cyberpunk. So, and I also tried out just a little bit. I'll probably start playing it more once I finish maybe one of those games. But I tried out Baten Kaitos. It's a old school JRPG that came out for the GameCube. So they re-released it for the Switch. I'm not sure if they're gonna re-release it everywhere else. They put together the 1 and 2 in a package, HD remaster or whatever. I did not know this, but they decided to cut out the English voice acting. So I had no choice but to listen to the Japanese voice acting. The funny thing is,
it's pretty fun.
The first game, I went into the first game, and the first game cinematic that opened, it was in English. And then the game started, they started talking Japanese. I was like, okay. So I tried to go into the settings, I tried to find a language setting. No language settings. So for whatever reason, they decided to keep the English version, or maybe the Japanese version didn't have voice acting for the cinematic. I don't know. That's just whatever. So I looked it up and people were kind of pissed that they had no choice, but whatever, I guess. I'm a little bit pissed because I've heard that the Baten Kaitos 1's English voice acting is so bad it's good. So I was really hoping to be able to play it in English, but it's whatever. It's pretty interesting though. It's turn-based action. Not turn-based. It's turn-based combat, but it uses a deck building system, which I guess honestly, I can't really think of like a lot of games doing it back then. Not really. Like this game came out in like late 90s, I think, early 2000s, whenever the GameCube was a thing. So
there was another one I used to play on GameCube called Lost Kingdoms. It's actually from Software, but you had like a deck of moves, and like as you see the one for like A, B, X, and Y, and as you did your moves, it would consume that card and just draw one from the deck. And so like what you could do at any second was dictated by the luck of the draw.
That's interesting. 2002, damn, it's old. But yeah, so like you have a deck of like 20 cards. In combat, they will like keep drawing whatever, and then some cards are for offense, some cards are for defense. Some offensive cards can be used on defense. So it's and you have to when the enemy attacks, you kind of have to be quick in your decisions on which card you want to use. If you have defensive cards you want to use, you also kind of like have to guess whether or not the enemy is going to do a combo. You ain't gonna know until they actually do the combo. So you kind of have to gamble a little bit. It requires active participation, which is quite interesting for a turn-based. So I can't be on my phone when I'm fighting. So it's just
right.
It's a bit annoying, but also kind of cool that it requires active participation. It's not bad. It's not bad. Definitely gonna play more of it. I will say this though, playing this makes me like I've always loved, but it makes me appreciate more the backgrounds of those old Final Fantasy games, especially the ones from that 90s, 2000s, like 7, 8, 9, 10, mostly 7, 8, 9, because they did like static backgrounds, right? And it's so beautiful. And this one looks kind of whatever. I feel like I really appreciate more now how 7, 8, 9 looked, just how beautiful it was, the backgrounds especially comparing to a lot of the other JRPGs that came out around the same time. So it's not like an ugly game, but it's kind of dated. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I remember watching a couple of things, but I don't remember what it was exactly. So I guess it wasn't that memorable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Haven't been really doing much. News-wise, there's not much. Something really surprising. Maybe. No Man's Sky generated £40 million in revenue last year.
Damn it, No Man's Sky!
The fucking game came out like 2016.
That's interesting.
And the year before, 27 million. Like, that's insane.
We need to stop making fun of games. They then get popular.
Yeah, bullying works,
What have we done?
people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite interesting. Like I wasn't because it's such an old game and like it had a huge launch. You would think people who are interested in it would have gotten it already.
You think? Yeah. I don't even know who's playing it because it's not even.
I wonder how much of this are people who have refunded it at some point and gotten it again. That'll be a really interesting number to know. I'm sure it's almost impossible to know it though. But that's. But good on them. I mean, it's not the most like deep game. It's very wide.
Yeah.
Not deep.
It's shallow, but it's wide.
So it's like there's a lot of things you can do in it. But the base, for me, the base building is like the most fun part about it. But yeah, good on them.
Happy
Spider-Man 2 is a thing. Apparently, it's pretty good.
Yes, apparently it's very good from what I hear. I haven't really played the Spider-Man games because I'm weird, but yes, they're very good.
This one is something maybe more of like Foe's radar. Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, the dwarven like survival game.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
What?
You didn't
all
know
this random Lord of the Rings shit.
Yeah.
Remember that Gollum game?
That Gollum game is so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad. God, I don't even know what.
Wait, is Return to Moria out? That's already reviews for.
Yeah.
What?
Reviews are
I
pretty
do remember
new.
knowing about this.
Very new.
That's wild.
Like the Reddit thread is like 12 hours ago. Oh, it's one of those annoying ones that's not on Steam right now. It's only on Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait for it because it's not like the best. So.
Yeah, that's actually also another weird thing. It's like not always, but recently, like today, just starting today, when I boot Remnant 2, it also tries to open some Epic Store page in my browser.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think it's a bug.
Yeah, it
because
seems
there's
like
a patch.
Seems like something they didn't remove from the Epic version or something. Other than that, it's still nerdy shit, so I'm just gonna mention it. Hasbro did like a Hasbro Pulse live stream, and they announced a couple of cool things. They announced a G.I. Joe with a fucking truck, so that is fucking cool.
All right.
Retail too, not like some fucking HasLab Kickstarter shit. So that is probably gonna sell out real quick because everybody likes vehicles at retail price. Let's see how much they're gonna charge. G.I. Joe tends to have pretty good like value for money kind of thing. So hopefully it's not too expensive. I might get it, maybe. Just eat sand for a month, I guess. And they also announced a couple of Spider-Man stuff. So I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with this costume, but the Last Stand Spider-Man, where he wears like a jacket. It looks really cool.
Oh.
It's really,
yeah.
Wait,
looks
are
really
you talking about the new
Marvel Legends
Last Stand? Yes.
Spider-Boo.
I did. So the pre-order just went up like a few hours ago. I pre-ordered Scarlet Spider.
Oh,
I considered.
Oh, I want both.
I want both too.
The problem is, like, Scarlet Spider is one of my favorite, like, just Spidey looks.
Absolutely, very 90s.
But I already have the Mayfax one.
Yeah, then you don't need one. You don't need. That's a better one. That's a better one.
But still, though, this comes in the retro card, and I just feel like buying it to just leave it in the retro card, right? Like, I love that animated Spider-Man retro card look. I just love that.
So I don't know who Last Stand Spider-Man is. I just like that like Ghost Rider coat so much.
It is so
cool.
cool.
Like, this is cool.
I'm
not
really
gonna buy it, though.
I'm
I'm not
really
gonna buy it.
hoping. I can't remember which Spidey it was, but I'm really hoping. I think it's like one of the multiverse one or something. Or could be the Doc Ock one. I can't remember which one it was, but like there's a Spidey with like satchels on his belt, and his he has like a not gauntlet. You know, like the Scarlet Spidey has like the thing on his wrist,
bracelet. Yeah.
but it shoots out bullets. I'm really hoping that they will make a version of that soon, Marvel Legends.
Spider.
And he's like red and black costume.
Bullets.
It's so cool.
I see it. Earth 8351. An assassin working alongside
Assassin.
Wolverine.
Yeah. So he's like a good guy. Wolverine trained him. Now I remember. Yeah.
Apparently, Insomniac is working on a Wolverine game.
Yeah, and it's gonna be in the same universe as Spidey Boob.
Yes.
Spidey Boob.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the last toy thing. This one's really cool. I've always wanted one. But there's a Transformers Beast Wars. So this guy does not show up in the American cartoon. I think he shows up in the Japanese one. It's called Magmatron. Yeah, because Transformers, that's just so many. But so this guy is called Magmatron, and he is a They announced a new Commander class. Commander class is like $100. It's not cheap at all. So it's 3 dinosaurs that combines into one giant robot. Oh my fucking god, so cool. Because the old one is like, the retro one is really expensive and hard to find. And I believe also has that gold plastic syndrome thing, I think. So, yeah, gold plastic is like way more fragile and the old toys tends to like crumble just in the box, even if you never open them. So,
Great.
Yeah. Fucking Hasbro. Every single time I say it, I'm gonna give less money to Hasbro because they are fucking shit. They come up with the best shit.
I've definitely been my most recent action figures I got. There was mostly Star Wars stuff. Some of the feet have been like slightly like askew. Like multiple figures have been having a real hard time
standing on its own.
Stand. Yeah.
I guess you can try heating it up, moving the ball joints a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
I bet somebody makes some good like third-party bases for their feet or something.
Yeah, but that's the annoying thing. Like the toys should be able to stand on their own.
They should. And also like standing, I all I ask is standing. Like there's another problem where they fall down too easily. But like if I can just get them to stand, that's what I expect. Like getting them to pose is my hurdle, I guess. I don't know. It's just the robot. The droid ankles. They just don't do droid ankles good consistently.
So yeah, I'll probably be broke. Again. Almost same fucking thing every month, I guess. But yeah.
Hasn't changed yet.
Not really that much news apart from all that I just mentioned, I guess. We can wrap up.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Do the thing.
Do the thing. This is Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC. I'm somehow still on Twitter. I'm also on Threads.
Oh.
I know, fancy. And yeah, you'll see me around.
They want to start charging users to use Twitter or something, like $1.
I'm basically just waiting till it's completely unusable at this point. It's just
how much did he spend on it again? 40 billion?
Yes,
something
like 42
stupid,
billion.
Right? Yeah.
Something stupid. A stupid amount of money. Watch the train wreck.
And I'm Foehamner. I'm just on YouTube. I'm shooting a sketch this weekend. It's real dumb though. It's just to make sure that I don't atrophy.
When you say dumb, is it just like the other ones that you've done, which I found funny?
It's yeah.
Okay.
But I think this one's less. I don't know. I think this one seems a little more dumb to me.
Okay.
It's just a pun. I don't know. The goal for this sketch with my group was like we want to write sketches that are like the number one goal of all the sketches isn't to be funny, it's to be easy to film. So that's what this sketch came out of that. So it is, I mean they are trying to be funny, but that is a secondary goal to being easy to film. So
fair enough.
So that's why I think it's extra dumb.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob. I'm on Instagram, kinda. No longer on Twitter, not really. Don't really do any YouTube anymore. I'm just, yeah.
He's also around.
Yep. This has been episode 209 of the Play on Ultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.